Alright guys, so today I kind of have a debate for you, and obviously this is a video which I am making, so we can't really discuss face to face, but if you guys want to comment anything, I highly suggest you do, and we can maybe have like a debate in the comment section. I think that would actually be quite a fun idea for a video, so here we are. So this debate is on whether or not you can still keep doing bad habits if you want to achieve your potential productivity. So the point in life where you are at the most happy but at the same time most productive and successful, can you still do bad habits? And obviously if we look at someone who just spends his whole day eating like healthy bland food, someone who spends his whole day just working non-stop and doesn't have time for social life and stuff like that, and let's say they are getting great results, I'm not talking necessarily as that as someone's full potential. Someone's full potential is where not only is he completely fulfilled like in the physical realm, but also like in the mental, in like the spiritual realm. So he has a successful family as well. So we're not purely looking at like work wise, we're looking at in general a point in life where someone is at his most complete. Can you achieve that while doing the bad habits? So let's actually start with the counter argument. Let's actually disagree with the statement and say that you can actually reach that point in life with taking all the bad habits. So let's look at an example, which is myself. I made a full video on this a month ago around, and my point was that back in 2022, I wasn't necessarily on like very good habits, but I wasn't on like bad habits such as like drinking and partying and stuff like that, staying late. But deep inside, I was very unhappy. And it was only once I actually started drinking in like 2023 and partying and just going out all Saturday nights and just having a lot of fun, I actually started becoming more motivated and I started getting higher marks in school, which at that time I think I was in year 10. So the whole point there is that when you are actually doing some bad habits that are fun, such as partying and drinking, you're actually more motivated to go through the rest of the week and to work hard during the rest of the week, knowing that you can have that one day where you are partying and drinking and maybe even smoking. And even let's look at other bad habits, maybe not to the same extent of drinking and smoking, but if you look at, for example, watching movies or scrolling on TikTok, giving yourself time at the end of like a Friday or a whole Saturday to just scroll and get all that dopamine, it will motivate you to work hard the rest of the day because you have that reward at the end of the week. So that's why some people may argue that you can actually reach the point where you are most happy while also still doing bad habits, as long as you do them in moderation. And that's what the common conception is nowadays in the world, isn't it? Just as long as you moderate everything, it's fine. As long as you moderate eating the cake, it's fine. Obviously, one cake's not going to get you fat. And so it's good to give yourself those rewards to keep you going for your life, pretty much. So what do you guys think about that? Do you agree with that statement? Knowing a lot of my audience, I think many of you may disagree, but I'll actually be interested to hear what you guys say. Because in the end, it worked for me to some extent. Now I'm not as much as a drinker as I used to be back in 2023, and I do stay at home a lot more. I'm not always out partying. I do party like maybe once every month, depending on like if there's an event. But I was more motivated at that point. My marks just went up, and yeah. Now let's look at agreeing with the statement that you can't actually reach that point in life where you are at your most happy with bad habits. And I'm gonna use the context of my life again, because I think that at one point it will cause damage in the long run. So it's really good to moderate yourself, you can keep moderating yourself, but there will be a point where slowly you'll start doing that bad habit more. So for example, if you give yourself a movie and you give yourself junk food on a Friday night, it may just be a Friday night, but there'll be one point where it's a Wednesday and you just feel bad and you'll be like, fuck it, let's watch a movie, let's order in, let's get McDonald's, and you'll pretty much just cheat on your routine and do it one more time than what you usually do. And maybe that's just once, but maybe at one point you're like, okay, instead of just doing it once every week, let's do it twice every week, because I'm cheating on my routine anyway. I'm cheating on my diet anyway, so might as well just lower the bar a bit so I can still keep up with my routine. And you can do that, but slowly it'll start getting worse and worse. So I actually did this once with sugar, because I decided to never eat sugar again. That was this big commitment I made in 2024, and I think it was quite obvious to many people that it was never going to happen. So from there, from no sugar at all, I went to just like once every week, and then from once every week it kind of got a bit worse. So the point there is that even when you do moderate, sometimes you, even without realizing it, you'll slowly increase the amount of times you do that bad habit. And maybe sugar, considering sugar like as that big of a bad habit, is maybe a bit excessive. So maybe we should keep in context of stuff like drinking and drugs. Hopefully none of you guys do drugs. But like even sugar, which isn't as bad as them, if you try and moderate it slowly, you'll start getting back into it. But you can use that in the context of drinking, so you'll just drink once every week, it becomes twice, and it becomes 3 times, and etc, etc. And the other point is that you'll start getting withdrawal effects from it as well. So what you realize is that the more you do that bad habit, the more the rest of your life starts becoming more monotonous. It starts becoming less gratifying, less stimulating. You can see that in the case of like people who drink, people who like smoke excessively, where like they can't live their life without smoking, without drinking, because they just become addicted. So pretty much the point there is that when you become addicted to a substance, everything else just starts feeling a lot less stimulating. And this comes with even like smaller bad habits such as TikTok. Like people who are addicted to TikTok nowadays can't do anything else. I see people who can't walk on the street without their earphones on because they're like addicted to music and addicted to like that instant stimulation. So I think that it's very important that like people don't do bad habits excessively, because everything else in your life starts becoming less gratifying. So I've realized personally that the moment I've like uninstalled TikTok, the moment I stopped scrolling completely, the moment like I made like all my gratifying activities stuff which is more productive, such as reading books and eating food, which okay isn't always like 100% healthy. I'll try and stick to stuff that's healthy all the time, and I rarely ever go, like I haven't been to McDonald's in such a long time and stuff like that, but I keep it to a level where it's not like anything bad, and I don't like treat myself in brackets. So pretty much my objective is to not make stuff like work extremely non-stimulating. So trying to keep it stimulating in some way. So if my free time activities are just reading and staring at the wall and meditating and speaking to friends, suddenly the idea of work isn't that boring. While I know people who spend their whole day scrolling on TikTok, looking at brain rot, eating like extremely sugary foods and extremely addictive foods. And they're just completely unmotivated by the idea of work. And how can they possibly reach that point where they're at their happiest if they're just always doing the bad habits and cannot live without those extremely addictive bad habits? So switching to a life where you're doing less stimulating activities such as reading books, which can be stimulating but not to the extent of like TikTok or to the extent of watching a movie. Switching to those activities makes it so that in the long run you'll actually be happier. In the long run, simpler stuff can stimulate you, because I don't know the complete science behind it, but your dopamine receptors won't be fried by all the rubbish, and you can get dopamine from like less stimulating stuff. I think I made the point quite clear there. Hopefully all you guys understood, and hopefully you can comment your thoughts in the comment section as I suggest this video makes you want to do. So I'm not going to make a conclusion, because I believe that you guys should be the ones to first give me your own ideas, and then maybe possibly we can make a video where we make a conclusion out of this. But the whole point is I kind of wanted this to be a debate, and you guys may have seen that I kind of favored one side over another, and maybe all of you might agree with me, but leave your comments. That's what I'm looking forward to. One thing I all want you to do, even if you don't want to comment on the video, is to keep a strong mind and stay like a lion. Mwah.